Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Battlethon. Salute, salute, salute. Yo, Keith Sorrento. Salute, salute, salute. Keith Sorrento. Or Sarantino. I'm sorry, Keith Sarantino. What up, homie? What up, what up? So, um, I like this type of news. I ain't gonna front. I like this type of news. I like this news. The police is outnumbered. The police is outnumbered. And whose fault is that? That's not that's not our fault. That ain't the public's fault. That is not the public's fault that the police. Yo, make sure y'all share this, Mr. Takio Hodgson, Mr. Sorrentino. Please make sure y'all like the stream, share the stream. I'm gonna rock out with y'all. We're gonna talk about this because this right here is funny. They said that they outnumbered. Oh man, they said they outnumbered. I think that is crazy. The police being outnumbered. Let's see. Let me just finish doing my little 1-2s with the sharing, and I will get right to y'all. Pardon me. I'm gonna get right to y'all. Give me a second. Okay, so they were outnumbered 9 to 1. Yes, the police are outnumbered. So look, a record wave of retirements in Chicago's police force has resulted in gang members outnumbering police in Chicago 9 to 1. Okay, Police Superintendent David Brown previously announced last year that there are about 117,000 gang members within the city's 55 known gangs. However, there are only about 13,000 police. Hmm? Make sure y'all share the stream, damn it. Share the stream. Let's talk. Cause we'll see how serious people are. You got it. This is the thing, man. When you get something like this, a situation like this, you don't play with it. This is real. You see the numbers? 117,000 gang members versus 13,000 police members. 13,000. There's no, what do? You got 13,000 police members versus 117,000 gang members. There's no winning. Even if the odds were 5 to 1, 6 to 1, it's 9 to 1. It can only get worse. However, there are only about 13,000 police officers, and the number is expected to decrease amid a record number of retirements that are expected to happen in 2021. So, even with the 13 police officers Chicago, in Chicago, there's still more getting ready to retire before the year is up. We only got about 5 months left for the year to be over with. It's July. It's the seventh month of the year. August is the eighth month. September, October, November, December, year over. We have 5.5 months left before this year is over. Really, I'm sorry, 4.5 months. I'm sorry, we have 4.5 months. And if you really just say, we can just say we have 4 months, 100 and something days, and the year is over. We're deep in the year. We're over 200 days into the year already. So, a lot of the times people will look at this and be like, oh, whatever, numbers is numbers. But now, if in Chicago they wanted to turn up, they could pretty much turn up. If they wanted to turn up in Chicago, they could turn up in Chicago because there's only 13,000 police officers in Chicago. and 117,000 gang members, what would they do? Now look at this. It's supposed to be 35 to 40,000 NYPD officers, right? There's 12 million people in New York City. We could even say a million people. Let's just say out of those 12 million people in New York City in the 5 boroughs, a million people were adverse to police. Gangs, Spanish, Black, whatever, West Indian, whatever gang you could think of. A million people in New York City versus 35 to 50,000 police officers. You do the math on that and then you come holler at me. That's 20 people per officer in New York City. The police been outnumbered in New York City. You saw the movie Warriors. You heard what Osiris said. You heard what Osiris said. The police been outnumbered in New York City. They've been outnumbered. I just gave y'all simple math. If there's 50,000 police officers in New York City, but there's a million people who are adverse to police, a million, just a million. What's the math on that? 10 times 50,000, 500,000. That's 10 to 1 officers. 10 people to 1 officers. But now if you say 20 people to 1 officer, that's a million. It's out, off the rip. NYPD officers are outnumbered 20 to 1 with just a million pedestrians in the 5 boroughs. Just a million. You could pick a million people who are against police in Brooklyn, a million people who are against police in Manhattan, maybe a million people who are against police in the Bronx. Either way, wherever they go, they're outnumbered 20 to 1. And that number only increases as more individuals and citizens become adverse. Now, this is not me saying go against the police. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this is a time when people have the opportunity to make changes within their community. Structurally, there's so many changes that you can make when you know you outnumber what is there. And that's the same exact thing as slavery. What did you think there was? 30 slave masters in the field? No, it was probably about 2 or 3 different slave masters in one specific area. But you had thousands of slaves, hundreds, plenty of slaves. You outnumber your oppressor. And that is the case here. They outnumber the police 9 to 1 in Chicago. In New York City, for every 1 million people, that's 20 to 1. There's 20 people to 1 officers. But there's 12 million people in New York City. So if we were to say 5 million people in New York City out of the 12 million people are adverse to police, you understand what I'm saying? That's 100 people per officer. I do math. That's 100. 5 million New Yorkers say they don't want police presence. That's 100 citizens versus every 1 cop, up to 50,000. Do you understand how insane that is? So Chicago, being such a dangerous place where they really laying shit down and clapping everything, they can make changes, jurisdictionally or unjurisdictionally. Even though we would want them to do things the safe way, but if they wanted to wild out right now and turn up, they could turn up in Chicago. Please like the stream and share the stream as well. I appreciate all of y'all. If they wanted to turn up in Chicago, they could turn up right now, all the way. And mind you, there's still more police retiring. Alderman Ray Lopez, right? We are on track, I believe, to have one of the highest retirement numbers in the city's history. They said that Chicago was going to have the highest retirement numbers in the history of its city before the year is over. So now that means that 9 to 1 could potentially be 10 or 11 to 1. Lopez claimed Mayor Lori Lightfoot's anti-police stances have demoralized officers and are part of the reason why many are leaving the force. So far, there have been 363 officers who have left the department since January. In previous years, Chicago saw 560 retirements in 2020, 475 in 2019, and 339 in 2018. However, the city has experienced 5 fewer homicides than the same time last year. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Crazy. Well, give me a second, man. I'm gonna be right back with some more news because trust me, there's more news for y'all. Love, life, and loyalty is the motto. As always, stay safe, stay real, stay true. You rock with Zaya, I rock with you, man. Peace. Give me a few seconds.